All right, everybody, welcome back. We are ready for another deep dive.
I'm ready.
Awesome. And this time, we're diving into the world of AI.
Okay.
Specifically, all those large language models we keep hearing so much about. You know the ones I mean, composing music,
Yeah.
writing poems,
Right.
even, get this, building websites.
Really?
It's kind of wild, right? But today, we're going beyond all the hype, like we always do, you know?
Right.
We're trying to figure out what's actually going on behind the scenes.
Sounds good.
So to guide us on this journey, we have,
A new research paper.
yes, brand new actually, like hot off the press,
Yeah.
straight from the brilliant minds over at Apple Machine Learning Research.
Apple.
Yep, Apple. It's called GSM-Symbolic, Understanding the Limitations of Mathematical Reasoning in Large Language Models.
Catchy title.
And let me tell you, it really throws some cold water on that whole idea that these AI models are thinking the way we do, like actual thinking, you know?
Interesting.
So they started with this thing called GSM-8K. Ever heard of that?
Can't say I have.
Well, think of it like a test. But this test, it's filled with, well, grade school math problems.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Basically, GSM-8K is a way for researchers to test how well AI can handle, like, basic math.
Makes sense.
And to be honest, the LLMs, they've been getting pretty good at it, like surprisingly good.
Yeah.
But the Apple team, you know, they weren't convinced that these models were actually, like, reasoning their way to those answers.
Yeah, I can see why they'd be a little suspicious.
Right. Like, are these things really little geniuses, or are they more like master mimics, parroting back answers they've just, I don't know, memorized from all that data they were trained on?
Had to be a way to test that.
Exactly. So they create a whole new benchmark, called it GSM-Symbolic.
GSM-Symbolic.
And this one, it's interesting how they did this. Imagine taking a simple math problem, like super simple, you know, and you just tweak it. Just a little,
What do you mean tweak it?
like changing the numbers a little bit. Or, you know how sometimes textbooks have those word problems? Well, they'd add like a totally random sentence that has absolutely nothing to do with the actual problem itself.
Tricky.
Yeah. And get this, it completely messed those LLMs up. Like they were totally thrown off their game.
I bet. So what happened? What were the results like?
Well, they were interesting, that's for sure. Remember how I said those LLMs were getting pretty good with the regular math problems?
Yeah.
Well, when they got hit with these trick questions, these GSM-Symbolic problems, their performance, it took a major nosedive. And I'm not talking like a little dip here.
Yeah.
Their accuracy plummeted, like straight down, by as much as 65%.
Wow, 65%.
Yeah.
That's wild. So just by adding one extra, like, irrelevant clause,
An extra clause. It's crazy, right?
this huge drop in accuracy. And what does it tell us? It seems to indicate that these LLMs, they're incredibly sensitive to even the tiniest changes in wording. I mean, think about it.
Like they can't see the forest for the trees, right?
Exactly. They get so hung up on these little superficial details, almost like they're not grasping the underlying mathematical concept at all.
Yeah, they're not really understanding what's going on
They're just sort of picking up on patterns.
from all that training data.
Right. Just memorizing and spitting it back out.
This is what's so groundbreaking about this research you see.
Yeah.
Because you know how everyone keeps saying LLMs are like getting close to human level intelligence?
Oh, yeah. We hear that all the time.
Well, this throws a huge wrench into that whole narrative.
For sure.
It's like there's this giant gap between what they can do and what we think of as real understanding. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I mean, they're incredibly powerful tools, no doubt, but we can't just go around assuming they're reasoning the way we do. It just isn't true.
And that brings up a really important question. If these LLMs are so easily fooled by irrelevant information, right, then what does that mean for their use in real-world situations? Like situations where the stakes are high. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Like, think about it.
Exactly. If they can't even solve a simple math problem when it's worded a little differently, can we really trust them to like make big decisions in areas like healthcare or finance? What about self-driving cars? We're trusting these things with our lives, basically.
It's a really good point. Something to think about.
It really is. So the big takeaway here, folks, is this. We got to be careful about thinking these LLMs are smarter than they really are.
Don't overestimate them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're amazing at mimicking human intelligence, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But true understanding, that kind of deep understanding that lets us be flexible and solve problems in new ways, that still seems to be way out of reach. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
About
If we can even teach these models how to really reason, like mathematically reason, or if they'll always be stuck just relying on that data they're trained on.
Fascinating question.
Isn't it? Well, that's something to ponder, folks, as we continue to explore this amazing and often very confusing world of AI.
See you next time.
See ya.